Alright, welcome back to Sonic Unleashed.
The planet! One of the broken pieces of the planet moved back into place!
Oh, right! Nice job!
Take a look!
Sweet!
At this rate, you'll have the whole world back together in no time, Sonic!
A planet-sized jigsaw puzzle? Sounds like a great excuse to see the world.
So, now that we have, in fact, restored one of the pieces of the world, we are 1/7 of the way done, I think. Since there's 7 Chaos Emeralds, there's 7 temples, 7 pieces of the Earth that need to be put back. So, it only makes sense that we're 1/7 of the way done, but doesn't make it sound any better, I guess. Sonic Unleashed is a game that I think goes on a little bit longer than it really should, I suppose. I go back and forth with this a lot. Like, Sonic Generations is a very short game that's about 3 to 4 hours if you're playing that, like, with the cutscenes and everything like that, and doing all the extra missions and the extra bosses. That's about 3 to 4 hours. This game, doing everything from beginning to end, is probably about, like, good 8 to 10 hours. And, you know, I'm trying to cut down as much as possible. What the hell is this guy doing? I'm so tired from the long trip. Now let's get some wares to sell. Put it together, eh? You're a salesman. Talk to him. Where are you going now? Wait for me, eh? That guy's pretty great. I like him a lot. Well, I don't really like him. I just like the fact that he's got a little chow puppet with it, like an Italian accent. That amuses me. Also, we can buy some stuff now. The only thing I really want is a chili dog, so let's just grab that. You can buy souvenirs for people. Well, not people. You can buy them for Professor Pickle. When you talk to him, he'll say, "Hey, why don't you pick me up some, you know, souvenirs while you're out there?" She kind of looks like Rebecca Chang from Dead Rising 2. And I think this character is a reporter, too, so it makes sense. She was Rebecca Chang before Rebecca Chang was Rebecca Chang. Yeah, now all we have to do now is go back to visit Professor Pickle, see what he's up to. It's usually a pretty good idea every time that you finish a main objective is to just go back to Apatos. Not Apatos, Spagonia. Right now, I'm checking to see if there are any extra levels to go to, so let's check that out. This is, again, this has everything to do with the Sun and Moon medals. You can't really get to this part of the game or these extra levels unless you have X amount of Sun or Moon medals. Daytime levels are all based on Sun medals. You know, it only makes sense. So it doesn't look like we can get into an extra level yet. But hopefully soon I will be able to. This is the tutorial level. We don't really need to go in there. And there's nothing you can do about that. There's still some stuff to go to over here. I don't remember if we were able to explore a whole ton over here before. I think we were only here as the werehog. Now that needs like an extra ability that we don't actually have yet. It's the, like a stomp that you get, but you can just jump on it and it'll break. Kind of like the old Sonic games. Speaking of old Sonic games, Sonic Mania finally came out, and boy is it pretty good. Except for Flying Battery Zone, I kind of hate that level. What I like doing in these little scene transitions is I like to try and boost Sonic to go as far as he could possibly go, because sometimes the game acts all weird. There's one coming up a little bit later where the game just starts making weird noises, because I'm like in an area I shouldn't really be in, like I got farther than I'm supposed to be. So let's go see what Professor Pickle has to say. I really do love this character model for Sonic. I think it's the best one in any of the games. Like, it just looks really good, it moves really well, and it fits in with this world very, very nicely indeed. And it is really strange that Generations took a step back. I really hope Forces can look really good. It's the first one on the PS4, so I'm curious to see how good it looks. I would love to know, like, what those rails have, like, what is their purpose, if not for Sonic to use them? They just exist for no reason other than for a blue hedgehog to grind on them. No one else is gonna use them to get around, I would assume. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. And you know what, playing this, and then, like, looking at this game and playing it after, like, Sonic 06, it's like, to quote the back of the box, the difference is night and day. Like, you think about how goddamn boring Liana is as a hub world, and then this one it's so much better.
Found you, Sonic! Oh, Sonic, I've been looking for you forever!
Hey, let me go.
You're crazy if you think you can get away from Amy Rose and... Who are you? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry! I just completely mistook you for someone else. That is so strange. I could have sworn it was him. Anyway, I'm really sorry. See you later.
Well, that was weird. How come that girl didn't know you were you, Sonic? I mean, I guess you are kinda, you know, and, these guys... Oh, I mean, don't worry. Hey, you only look really scary, Sonic. Inside, you're the same as ever. I guarantee it, okay? Sonic, cheer up. Chocolate. Want some chocolate?
I love how in all of the Sonic games, this was the first time that Amy did that and she was correct. Usually she does it to, like, Shadow or Silver, and it's like, how could you mistake that for Sonic? She still really shouldn't have mistaken us for Sonic right now, but it was the first time that she was actually right. So I think that's pretty funny. I think this Amy is probably the best Amy. I like the 4 Kids Amy. She's one of the few that I think was actually superior to any of the other versions. The one now sounds like Minnie Mouse, and I don't really like that. There's some stuff you can look at in here, but I forget where they are. So anyway, we can get a lead from Professor Pickle here. He'll usually point us in the right direction as to where to go, which continent to hit next. I love the videos that someone made where they modded Professor Pickle into Sonic, like other Sonic games. I think they even just did it in this game, where they just made him playable in the daytime stages, and they're amazing. I think it's just called, like, Pickle Unleashed. Those are a good watch. So he'll also act as kind of like a codex. He'll tell you all the things you want to know about the game. So let's hear what he has to say about Eggman. I don't know what this series deal is with, like, manuscripts and stuff like that, like the Gaia manuscripts. It's just as the stone tablets predicted. Like, what kind of boner does this series have for weird gods and everything? They kind of got over that, though. They haven't really done that in a while. Did somebody say...
One Piece!
Whoa, did you see that? You could see outside the door there for a very, very brief second. That's not okay. So not only will Professor Pickle occasionally, you know, tell you, hey, here's where you should probably go. Once you head back to the world map, they'll usually have the next area you want to go to highlighted. So that's usually a good idea to check the map. You know, talk to Professor Pickle, check the map. Can't really go wrong with that. I don't know if the 360 version is better when it comes to loading. I know it is when it comes to waiting until night or switching between the Werehog and Sonic. In the 360 version, it just happens. You just switch. In the PS3 version, as we saw before, there was a weird loading screen that showed a sun and moon medal moving. He said One Piece again. Wentos, you are nuts! Why you got to be afraid, eh? Why you run? Take a good look. We met this guy before. He talked to us, eh? Where are you going? Wait for me, eh? I don't, however, like that when Wentos is speaking, the little Chow puppet is still shaking as if he's talking. Like, get your act together, Sonic Team. This game is absolute trash. This is a very nice looking area. I'd say out of all the places in the game, this one is definitely one of the best looking. Especially during the day. Again, there are a lot of, like, bad looking, you know, nighttime levels. The game looks infinitely worse at night than it does during the day. So here's someone we can buy stuff from. I don't really feel like buying anything here. Except for probably this chili dog. I don't really particularly feel like getting Professor Pickle or anything. This is also farther than I've ever recorded in this game. I've said at the beginning, I've attempted to Let's Play this game a couple times. I don't think I ever made it past the egg, the hell's that thing called? Was it the Wyvern? No, that's from Sonic 06. The egg Beetle. I never made it past there. So now we can get a new power-up once we boost across the water, which is nice that you go so fast that you can just pass over water. There are a few levels that take advantage of that, and it's pretty cool. It's very, it makes you feel really good when you're in a level and there's water there and you just, you know, you make the split-second decision of just boosting across it and it feels really good. This is where, like, Sonic is just completely, like, uncontrollable, is in these hub worlds. I think he just controls so slippery. You can make the argument here that it has to do with the ice, but I don't know about that one. It's just, he's too slippery. And, you know, there haven't really been any other hub worlds in these Sonic games since this one, so that's not really an issue. You know, there's hub-ish areas in Sonic Generations, but you're controlling them on like a 2D plane instead of a 3D one like in this game. But this is one of my favorite levels in the game. You know, the last daytime level that we did isn't, you know, it's not particularly one of my favorites. This one, however, is a ton of fun. It's nice to look at. It's got really, really great music. It's one of those songs I feel like you hear a lot in, like, cheesy top 10 videos, like top 10 best Sonic games, and like this is the song that's playing. Top 10 Xbox 360 games from the year 2008. It's a very specific list to make. See, again, this is where Sonic, like, he's so slippery. He's almost uncontrollable in some sections. I've always liked in Sonic games levels where they put you in something that isn't like just Sonic running. I always like, you know, Sonic on a snowboard, Sonic on a skateboard. So I like putting Sonic in this little bobsled. Although it does have some frustrating moments in the bobsled. Particularly towards the end of the level, and there are some pretty precise jumps that you need to make. This game is very unforgiving, I'd say. It's definitely one of the most unforgiving Sonic games. I think I've said this a couple times already. But the first time I played through this game, it was very frustrating, but on subsequent playthroughs, the game does get better. And that's why, unless it was like the first couple levels in this game, you're seeing... Like, this is not my first take of this level. This was, like, multiple takes, and then I got a one that I felt good with. I'm trying not to do worse than a B, essentially. Although there's one level coming up that I did pretty miserably on, and there were a lot of really funny moments. So I'm looking forward to that video. That one's pretty great. And again, I don't know what Sonic's obsession with whales are. Ever since the Dreamcast, it's just, here's Sonic and a whale, here's Sonic and a whale. Although usually it's killer whales, this time it's, I guess, humpbacks. One of the weird things about me is my fear of whales. I think they're too big, I don't trust them, and they make creepy noises, like they're just creepy. There's a reason that you just hear random whale noises in dead space. It's because they make creepy-ass noises, and take my word, whales are not to be trusted. This is probably where the level starts to get a little hairy. It's in this final bobsled section here. There's one moment in particular that's really annoying. And it's right here, that one right there, will probably catch you off guard because you have to hit that boost ramp. Because if not, you're not going to be able to make it to the other side, and you'll just fall to your death, which is kind of annoying. But then there's also this section coming up right here, which there's no boundaries. If you hit an enemy like that, you just fall off, which I don't know how that was my fault exactly. That enemy was in my way, I was gonna hit him, so I don't really know what the deal with that is. I think he might have hit me as I was hitting him, which made me just fly off to the side like that. Yeah, some strange things, and that's what I'm talking about. If you don't hit that, you're gonna have a bad time. And of course they don't give you any rings, so you can't go fast in that section. When you get a good solid run through of this level, it's really just a fun time. That's true for most of the daytime stages, I'd say. Like I said, there's a few that are not my favorites, but a good 95% of them are just awesome. It's the other 5%, which is maybe like 2 levels, I'm not too big a fan of. And there we go. Ooh, boy, that's not great. That's probably because I died like 2 times in the level. S ranks are pretty tough. I can't say I've gotten more than like 2 S ranks on the daytime stages in this game. I also don't know how they consider Sonic getting points in this game in the daytime stages, because you usually get them from the Werehog stages. Like, you get an abundance of points there. So I don't really know how it works in the daytime stages. Maybe it has to do based on your rank. That's really the only thing I can think of. He gives you missions. I've never done them. I don't really care. I hate snowmen. And that's pretty much the end of this video in Sonic Unleashed. So join me next time, where I think we're going to get a Werehog level. So I'm not really looking forward to that too much. So see you then.